Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to a Tall Girls podcast hosted by a tall girl named India. And happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Of course, I definitely respect everyone's choices when it comes to what they celebrate and what they don't. So if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, happy holiday season, whatever holiday you are starting to celebrate or celebrating this winter time. And if you do celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. I hope the Thanksgiving prep hasn't been stressful or anything. I'm going to try to get this episode up pretty early in the morning because a lot of people prep the morning of, but early in the morning, like waking up 5-6 a.m. type early in the morning. So I want to have this episode up just in case you like to listen to something, like listen to a podcast, listen to music, whatever, but listen to something while you are doing all that stuff. So I'm going to try to get it up early for you guys. So just in case you're like making your turkey now, hey, thank you for listening while you're making your turkey. But by the time this is up and you are probably tuning in, I will also be chefing it up in the kitchen. Yes, I am one of those people that bring multiple dishes to holiday parties because honestly, the amount of food that I intend to bring to the party is the amount of food that I intend to take home times 2. We are stocking up this holiday season and you can't forget you receive what you give, but this time I just want to receive what I gave times 2 because, food is very important. Anyway, speaking of cooking, some of my family members flew in this past weekend and we made a whole pre-Thanksgiving feast. Oh my gosh, it was something. It was quite an experience. I'm not going to make it seem like it was bad or super awesome and yada, yada, yada. I mean, it was fun, but it was quite an experience. I realized how non-tall friendly these kitchens are. Like, I'm hitting my forehead on stove lights. Like, the area above the stove, you have your stove, but when it's dark, you have that light over the stove. But there's the lights inside this metal covering thing. Yeah, I kept hitting my head on the metal covering thing. And then I'm also literally bending over, breaking my back to get these pots from these floor cabinets. And I'm literally falling over. Why are floor cabinets a thing? I don't understand. Like, even people who are average height or shorter, they still have to bend down to get it. Why can't there just be extra top cabinet space or something? It's just ridiculous. Because I don't want to squat down because squatting down is honestly super, super annoying. And you know how you hear your knees crack when you squat down and your legs are bent at a certain angle? I don't know if that's concerning. I don't know if I should be concerned by that, but I'm not trying to deal with that. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to get a quick pot, bend my knees slightly, but more so bend my back because, even though you're not really supposed to lift anything with your back, but I don't really do it often. So if I do it a little bit every once in a while, I highly doubt it's going to hurt me. But it did. I'm literally falling over into the cabinets, onto the floor and stuff because why are these floor cabinets so low on the ground? And then, well, it's a floor cabinet. Obviously, it's going to be on the floor, but whatever. My cousin, she has these low hanging light thingies over her kitchen table. So as I'm going back and forth, sitting down, getting up, going to stove, sitting back down, yada, 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 I'm literally hitting my head on these low hanging lights. The back of my head, the front of my head, the side of my head, the corner of my head, my entire head. I don't even know if I'm making any sense right now. I just sound like I'm rambling. I feel like I sound like I'm rambling. But what I'm saying here is that I'm literally injuring myself for this food. So this food better come, well, I mean, it did, but at the time I was thinking this food better come out popping, super fire, super lit, because I am not injuring myself for absolutely nothing. This food better be like on point. And also, if you see any bumps like on my face or on my head or whatever, in my videos, just know that these kitchens really hate tall people, point blank, period. But goes back to the discussion that some of these places need to be tall people friendly. But I guess because the wider population is not tall, the wider population is average height-ish, they try to more so cater to the wider population. So I can understand that, but it really does get annoying. So yeah, anyways, I'm still happy to hang out with the people that I am familiar and comfortable with. You know, these folks at school are really stressing me out for no reason. And I'm not even talking to these people. I barely talk to them. I may say like one word or two, but I'm still somehow getting stressed out because of them. I just think it's that their actions that indirectly still somehow affect me. I don't know, but I'm just getting really annoyed, and I'm thinking that I need to just take a step back. Like, how are people that aren't really in my life like that frustrating me? So I'm just thinking that I need to take a step back and regroup here. I guess I can understand what they mean when they say family first. And keep in mind that family isn't necessarily just or only bloodline. It could be friends, pets, teammates, in-laws, anyone that you really have a deep and healthy relationship with, a deep connection with, and a healthy relationship with. And I don't really consider these people to be my family. Or not yet, because you never know. I feel like I still did not give it. I mean, I gave it a chance, but I can't even say that it was enough of the chance, but not necessarily on my part, but circumstances in general. Like going up to the school and seeing people one day a week for like an hour or two, whether in a class or a club meeting or just sitting in the library or whatever. It's just once a week. That's really not enough time to really get to know a person, you know? So I am kind of giving it a chance because I'm showing up. You know, this is college. Apparently you don't have to show up to anything. You don't have to show up to class. You don't have to show up to club meetings. You have to show up to school, period. But I'm trying to make the effort to, you know, get to know new people who happen to be frustrating me. But it is what it is. And I'm just trying to put the effort out there, but because of the circumstances, I almost feel like it's not enough. But what can I do? When did I even start talking to people? Just last month. It's only been not even a full 2 months. It's been a couple weeks. So still trying to be patient with myself in that realm and really just let go of the things that really aren't serving me in the moment. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to serve you down the line. But if it's not serving me in the moment and it's just making me feel like utter crap, I just really need to let that go. And I'm starting to slowly realize that certain people are in your life and stay in your life for a reason, and others leave and just don't stay. Like, if it feels natural communicating with that person, communication is easy, linking up and meeting with them is easy. Yes, there are hiccups along the way, but if for the most part everything just feels natural and it flows smoothly, then it just probably means that you're meant to be in each other's lives in the moment. But especially from the start, if it's hard to connect with that person or a group of people, or you find it too hard to talk to them, or even though, you know, you want to so bad, but it just seems like you can't really, I don't want to say get the right words out, because there's never any right words, but you know what to say, but you just don't say it. That, or they, or even you just seem standoffish and cold from other people, and the entire situation is just frustrating in general, if that even makes any sense. Then is it really meant to work out in that moment? Maybe down the line, but right now, like, these difficulties are happening for a reason. They do say that rejection is redirection, even though it's not upfront direct rejection. It is indirect rejection. If it's just not happening, then it's not happening for a reason. It's not happening for a reason. And that, I think, is just the frustrating part, because it's not happening for a reason, but you want it to happen. You want to talk to the person. You want to become friends with the person or the group of people. You ultimately, as a human being, you just want to fit in. You want to fit in. You want to be accepted by others. And even though we say, yeah, we don't need anybody's validation and yada, 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 we crave validation to some extent. But as we get older, we learn to get the validation from the right people instead of the wrong people. But we do crave validation to some extent. And we want that from people that we believe is, cool or even on our level. But the world works in a weird way. It's just very tricky. And I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is really a coincidence. Even though it may seem like a coincidence, that was supposed to happen at that time with that person or at that place. And so if it's not happening, then it's just not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be happening. And that's just something that I'm trying to grapple with right now. Because, I want to accept that. I am accepting of it and I understand it. But, you just have your moments where it's just like, oh, I want it to happen so badly. And I just think that there's always something bigger and better in the future down the line that's waiting for you. And everything that's happening right now, both good and even what seems to be bad, is prepping you for that moment down the line. So, if that person or a group of people you so desperately want to connect with and fit in with and be with and et cetera, but it just doesn't feel natural, it's not flowing smoothly, it's just not happening, it's not supposed to happen. Maybe because, let's say, what's an example? Maybe you have big plans for the future. Like me, I have big plans for the future. I intend to maybe even move to a different country after I graduate from undergrad. I don't know yet. I want to explore different options. I want to explore different things. I want to try different things and see what works for me and what doesn't. And I don't really want anything to hold me back or tie me down to one area. I mean, yeah, obviously I'll always have family here, but with family, I just feel like it's a little bit different if you're in a relationship or with friends, because family is like will always be there, but friendships and stuff like that, it can get a little bit rocky in a way, because you never truly know if they're going to be around, if they're going to stick around. Some of the friends that I have, 3 of them actually, I do consider them family because, even though we're in different states, different areas, we still somehow manage to find a way to stay in contact. So those are now in the family category. But let's say the new friends that I meet here in my last 2 years of undergrad, and I formed some type of attachment with them. But then I'm thinking about going to grad school abroad and making this big move, this big jump. And it's like, what about the memories with them? Are they going to move on without me? And that's what makes me think, maybe these people, these folks up at the school is frustrating me because maybe I'm meant to make that big jump and make that big move down the line. So it's best that I don't get attached to too many people. Or maybe those are just not the right people to get attached to, and I'm supposed to get attached to other people that are meant to stick with me down the line. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. But right now, I'm just really just trying to go with the flow. So, and I guess that's what kind of plays into my lack of satisfaction or fulfillment when I'm around people in general at the moment. So if you ultimately don't feel satisfied or fulfilled around these people, it's just not happening, then these are not the people for you. There are so many people out there. There's much better people out there for you, waiting for you. And, you are just being you are being shown the ones that are just not your people, I guess, to help you realize or notice the things and qualities in people that you don't like, but the ones that you're currently hanging out with and it's just not going well, it's not going smoothly, they are not your people. So remember that next time you feel disconnected around a group of people, you feel kind of left out, everybody else is connecting, everybody else is having fun, making friends with each other and just being nice and all that stuff. But you're just kind of sitting there like, why am I even here? Does that happen to you? Sometimes you're just sitting in the corner. I mean, you could be sitting with a group of people, or you could just be sitting in the corner and you're just watching everybody have fun and randomly go up to each other and talk to each other, even though they've never spoken to each other before, but nobody's going up to you. It could just feel really weird. It could feel, I don't want to say it could feel bad because, I have made the effort, you have made the effort, let's say, and spoken to people first, but they're just not coming back. And other people who are going to talk to literally everybody else except you. It could feel bad. It's not the best feeling in the world, but like I said before, things happen for a reason. So if you're just feeling like everybody else is connecting with each other and you're just not connecting with them, and everybody just feels standoffish towards you, you're just in the corner contemplating your life decisions, like, why am I here with these people? Then, it's not meant to be. So remember that. And don't waste your time either. Don't waste your time getting frustrated or angry. Be like, why them, not me, yada, yada, yada. Like, back to the self-comparison thing. Like, don't waste your time over other people, Keep focusing on yourself until the right people come along, because trust me, it's best not to force things. Things will happen naturally. The good things, the things that are supposed to happen will happen naturally. So if you feel like you have to force things, it's not meant to happen. Wow, I definitely sidetracked from absolutely destroying my body in the kitchen. Oh my God, that sounds really weird, but the kitchen really did me dirty, to finding your people and, feeling connected and things happen for a reason and yada, yada, yada. This is hilarious. But in all honesty, I just want to say, be grateful for everything that you have now. Be grateful for the things that you don't even have. Be grateful that you are not surrounded by people who don't care for you or will not, give you fulfillment or inspire you or motivate you or just make you laugh and smile. Be grateful that you could do that for yourself, Be grateful for the people you have now that are around you that you connect with. Even if they're not physically with you, their presence is still there, if you reach out to them and they reach out to you and stuff like that. And I think that's a great way to end off this podcast, honestly. I am going to talk about what I'm grateful for. And I'm so grateful for my family and the few friends that I honestly consider family at this point. I am grateful for my bass clarinet. I'm grateful for music. I'm grateful for my health, my self-love journey, my mental health. I am grateful for receiving an education. I am grateful for the food that I'm going to be eating today. Y'all already know the vibe. I'm grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful for this tall girl community. I am grateful for you, dear listener. And hopefully in all of that, you were able to find a few things that you are grateful for. It's good to recognize the things that you're grateful for. It will definitely change your mindset on a lot of things. And yeah. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. This was a pretty long, honestly, all of these episodes have been pretty long. Let me know. Hit me up on my socials at A Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. And let me know if you like these longer episodes or if you like the shorter episodes from before. Some people were saying that the shorter episodes were easier to binge and stuff like that. So you could listen to it on a car ride over here, car ride over there. But then I hear that, others have commented or told me that they listen to it while they're doing their homework, and homework takes a while So do I do longer episodes for the people that are doing their homework and want something to listen to for the duration of their homework? Do I do it shorter episodes for the people that are, driving in their cars and going places and stuff and they listen to it there? You know what? Let me know. I want to know. But I like the longer episodes. I just think that I like rambling. And hopefully you like hearing me ramble. Did I say? Yes, I said to follow me on my socials at A Tall Girls Podcast. They'll be linked below in the description. And underneath that, you are going to see a link to leave me a review. I definitely recommend leaving me a review and letting me know what you think of this podcast, letting the world know what you think of this podcast, and letting me know how tall you are. I'm genuinely curious to know how tall all of my listeners are. And just remember, you are great, you are enough, you are awesome, you are beautiful, and I am grateful for you and I appreciate your existence. And I will catch you in the next episode. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate, and good night and goodbye.